When your darkness full of light, you're a different kind of being. You hear me? When your darkness full of light, you're a different kind of being. And for those of us who know what I'm talking about, we manifest by bringing our darkness, by integrating our darkness into light, and raising our darkness and our light up together. We manifested. You either have manifested yourself to your highest timeline at present, or you are manifesting yourself into what will be your highest timeline at present. You hear me? And I salute you. I congratulate you. I applaud you. Because they thought we'd never pull it off. You hear me? And if you ain't know it, you felt it. And in most cases, it's what we felt that was our biggest battle. What we felt ourselves going through, which was our biggest battle, more than what we knew that we was going through. And thought that was the battle. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. You hear me? And I say that cause ain't no surgery for self-improvement. You hear me? You gotta perform that on yourself. You hear me? So you can get the BB, you can get the butt, you can get the chest, cause men too, and you know, men don't like losing their mind too, but it ain't no surgery. You could improve, you could have all the cosmetic surgeries we want, and I don't have no problem with that. You hear me? But I'm just using this analogy, you know, to be real with us. Ain't no surgery for self-improvement. You gotta perform that on yourself. You hear me? So I salute us who doing that. I encourage us who doing that. And I motivate us who doing that to continue doing that. I inspire us who doing that to continue doing that. Cause it takes time to get better at it. You hear me? And over time, it get easier to do it. You know? But don't stop doing what it takes to be better. And never stop being you. You hear me? Straight up. Straight up. We can get so busy in the business of consuming, and that's really what this metric is all about. That's why every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes, if you watching something, even on YouTube, we see it on YouTube and different spaces, social media spaces. You know, every few minutes they flash you with a commercial, something being advertised. You know, consuming. Everything is about energy. You know, so how can we utilize the energy through persuasion of consumption? That's what we be operating against all, you know, or that's what we be in this war with, against all the other things we be at war with. You hear me? Including being in the war with ourselves, for those of us who still in war with ourselves, instead of working with ourselves to get up out this war. You hear me? That we all in. You heard? But yeah, we can't get too busy looking for happiness without finding it in ourselves. That's what the distraction all about. You know, we can't even find happiness without just learning how to be happy. You know, just learn how to be happy. You can't even be happy without learning how to be grateful. Yeah, we gotta pay attention to what we allow occupy us. You know, when as we occupy ourselves. You heard? We can't get too busy and paying attention to everything and everybody without paying attention to ourselves. You know, I'm aware that I'm aware that some of the thoughts I think and some of the things I share matter to some of y'all, but it ain't supposed to matter more than what you think. You hear me? Yeah. We can't take all that life is allowing us to experience. We can't take all that life has already given us to experience. And we can't take what life will allow us to experience for granted. You hear me? But you could do whatever you choose to, but I wouldn't advise it. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. You know, you got a choice. You know, you got a choice. We always got a choice. It's always options. You hear me? Yeah. But I just wanted to speak to some things because we all on different levels. We all at different parts. You know, we all in different spaces, and we all in different places of our journey. And we couldn't be where we are without starting where we were. You hear me? And through that process, many of us, a lot of us, and more will start finding themselves, start finding ourselves, start finding yourself, start finding myself where we're supposed to be. You hear me? And even that ain't gonna feel the same for everybody. You hear me? Because we are all our own energy signature. You hear me? We all carry our own unique vibration. You heard? Yeah. You gotta know you gotta know your note. You gotta know your note and how your music play. You hear me? By a show of hands, how many of us in school has passed every test that we ever took? If y'all notice, I put my hand out. You hear me? By a show of hands, how many of us have passed every test we ever took in school? Because in many ways, life was school was a precursor to life. That has nothing to do with what they taught us and everything they taught us, or whether that was true or not. We ain't gonna get into all into that. But in many ways, school was a precursor to life. And I say that to say, if we know that, we also know that we won't pass every test in life, but that ain't gonna stop us from coming. Yet, we get better. The more we go through them, the better we get at taking them. You hear me? The better we get at it, at going through them when they appear. You heard? You know? And if you're alive, you've been doing just that. No matter how you grade yourself, good, bad, or indifferent, you've been doing just that. Give yourself a round of applause. You hear me? You know? Because we have a habit of sometimes either making it overextending what it actually is, or underextending what it actually is, you know, and not being able to just see it from the center. So we're gonna give ourselves another round of applause, you hear me? Just for being alive, just for breathing, you hear me? Cause somebody wasn't able to see the day that we here to see. You hear me? Yeah. Good energy. Good energy. Good energy. That's the thing. Good energy. And I was asked, I'm gonna share something, cause I was asked, how am I so strong all the time? And my response was by recognizing when I'm weak. You know, by recognizing when I'm weak. I'm gonna say that again. By recognizing when I'm weak. Strong people recognize when they're weak. You know, strong people have had their low moments. And strong people use those low moments to build themselves up through them, to become stronger. Not for the next strong moment, but just from the strong moment that occurred. You know? Strong people don't sweep nothing under the rug. Strong people are not strong just because they're strong. Strong people are strong. And this is the most important part of what I'm saying. Strong people are strong because they confront what they feel. Somebody need to hear that. Strong people are strong not because they always did it the right way. You hear me? Not because they always expressed themselves the right way. Especially speaking for me personally. I ain't always expressed what I was feeling the right way. A lot of times I express myself in destructive ways. More so than the constructive means that I use to express myself today as I'm doing at this moment. You hear me? You know, life either gonna teach you that or you just won't learn. But if you're willing to learn, you will get all the lessons that you need to learn it. You hear me? And that's an important part of life. You know, it's an important part of life. Learning. But not only in the physical, but even more in the spiritual part of the process. Learning. You know. And as I say, we're all on our own unique path in life. And as we interconnect through life, this is the tangle web that we weave. You hear me? But, you know, so it's going to always be about change, whether we recognize it or not. Change is the only constant. You know, I'm sure we heard it before. And change will always be what always is, you know, whether we hear to witness it or not, you know. So we heard it before. We could move the way everything moving, you know, or get ran over through the movement. You hear me? And we don't want to do that energetically, mentally, emotionally, so forth and so on. You hear me? At least not before our time. So if change is everything in your life, like it has become mine, everything will be changing in your life, like it has mine. You hear me? And it's a beautiful space to be in, and it's a beautiful place to be in, you know, because everything different than what you used to there. And outside the days, D-A-Z-E, every day the same, you know. Outside the days, D-A-Z-E. Outside the days, if you woke, outside the days, every day the same day, you know. But each day gonna hold its own battle. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. And the beauty about the regeneration is, if you in full connection to your mind, then you know it's also a sword. You hear me? And you're gonna need it to cut through what you meant to figure out. You hear me? And know who you are and stand on it. You heard? I ain't come through to talk too much, but I came through to say something. Yesterday's message cut off. We gonna put a clock, you hear me? Wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck. Wake the. You hear me? We gonna put a clock. We gonna put a clock in the We're gonna put a clock in the comment section for the raffle. A clock will be the raffle. You hear me? Put your alarm clock in the comment section for the raffle submission. Remember to feel good for no reason at all. Feeling good is feeling God. You hear me? You ain't gotta go outside yourself to do it, but it's gonna take you to do it. You hear me? And if you don't do it, how it's gonna get done? You heard? Yeah, we're gonna put a clock in. And not you who. I love y'all. My name is Sabu. Thanks for the likes, shares, comments, questions, so forth, so on, donations, whatever. And continue to be you, because I'm going to do that on this end. Peace.